For today's CyberCEO episode,
to have someone to message or jump on with that's, right there willing to help. And we're not worried about having to worry about if someone's sitting there and not being productive in our office. And that's what she mainly worked on, helping me organize my life and then helping the team with all of the marketing, print and digital. We have a system in my email where she goes in every morning and afternoon and she organizes it a couple times a day. She is wonderful at finding things to do to help with our database. She will identify things that are missing. She sets up all of our social media for the weekends for open houses and such. She responds to some comments. So she really does a lot for us. She's just been an integral part for our team. And so she is constantly bringing stuff to us that we didn't even know we needed. She's just a wonderful soul. We have enjoyed getting to know her so much. She is a huge cheerleader of our business, and she's made a huge difference this year for us. Her spirit of gratitude is just magnetic. She's very thoughtful. We've just had a great experience.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on our show today. Nicole, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate you being here. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners, just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Nicole?
My name is Nicole Brown. I'm with Keller Williams Greater 360 outside of Seattle, Washington, about an hour west of there. And I am the rainmaker of a team of 6. We are one of the top producing teams in our area. And I have a business partner. She and I have 3 full-time buyer's agents and 2 staff and a cyberbacker right now.
All right. So how long have you been in the real estate business, Nicole?
Just over 9 years.
9 years. So a lot of experience still there in the real estate world. Now, when it comes to working with someone virtual though, is this your first time to do it?
It is.
First go. Was it a big change? Because I know in the business, we were kind of used to working with people that we can meet or in the office, things like that. Now everything's going virtual. So how was the transition for you and the business?
I think that if we would have done the transition 3 years ago, I think it would have been harder than it was in this last year. We hired our cyberbacker at the beginning of 2022, which I wish we would have jumped onto it when we first heard about cyberbacker in 2021. But we actually had more issues with having someone in the office because these are productivity things, and it was harder to manage them. As real estate agents, we are always on the go. We are never really sitting in our office. And so it was much more convenient now that we have our cyberbacker to have someone to message or jump on with that's, right there willing to help. And we're not worried about having to worry about if someone's sitting there and not being productive in our office.
Right. Now, who introduced you, or how were you introduced to Cyberbacker then back in 2021?
So initially we heard about Cyberbacker when through family reunion of Keller Williams. There comes some of the big conferences. It's in the expo hall. Just hearing about that story. And we watched your CEO speak at one point. But it was our coach, our MAPS coach, that really made the difference for us and said, this is your next hire. And that's when we really got serious about starting the process.
All right, there we go. So diving into virtual leverage then. So we're going to talk more about your experience with Cyberbacker later on. But before that, what were the things that you needed help with then before you got partnered with Cyberbacker, Nicole?
My partner and I run the team, and she is much more organized than me. And my email was running my life. And it was so disorganized. And it was kind of a running joke on our team that I can be so great at some things, but so terrible at the organization part of it. And I was starting to miss things. We were getting to a point in our business that we were getting so busy that managing the organization part virtually was really, really difficult. So my first and foremost thing was I need someone to help with email that knows what to delete so I don't have to see it, how to prioritize it, and how to bring it to my attention, how to respond if I say, hey, respond this way, and make sure it's appropriate. She also has taken over most of the marketing plan for us virtually. So she has done and run our social media accounts, all of our print marketing for all of our listings. She's really been our go-to for that. She was part-time for all of 2022. And that's what she mainly worked on, helping me organize my life and then helping the team with all of the marketing, print and digital.
Okay. So really a lot of organization then also when it comes to social media. So how did she level up those then? Or how did she help out when it comes to those tasks? Did she organize everything? Social media, does she post for you, things like that?
Yep. We have a system in my email where she goes in every morning and afternoon and she organizes it a couple times a day. She will make sure if someone, if a client emails me, she'll send me a text message and say, hey, this is probably a top priority. It's not just categorizing it in my email. She is wonderful at finding things to do to help with our database. So she will identify things that are missing and send an email out and make sure that we have missing pieces. She's just been an integral part for our team of a resource for that. But she posts on our social media platforms. She lets us know when there's gaps. She sets up all of our social media for the weekends for open houses and such. She responds to some comments. So she really does a lot for us.
Gosh, so she basically is around in the business then, am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and so much so that she was part-time in 2022, and we have now hired her full-time for 2023 to also take part in more of a transactional role too.
Gosh, the growth, imagine. And I'm just assuming here, you mentioned you started with her probably around family reunion. So not yet a year then, the partnership, am I right?
Yeah, I don't think so. I actually didn't look at that. I think right around a year. We're getting close to a year.
Going to a year. All right. So imagine the growth just going into a year's time. Now, more about your Cyberbacker experience then. Before you got to work with your Cyberbacker, you went through our hiring process. So basically communicating with our career division, talking to them, finding the right Cyberbacker, also going through tons of interviews on Zoom. How did that all play out? How was the experience going through all of that?
Actually, the experience was great. We didn't really know what to expect. We had great candidates, and really we had a hard time picking between two of them in the end. We had two candidates that probably would have been wonderful, and we actually spent a couple extra days really trying to figure out which one would be the best fit for our team. So it was very enlightening. There were a few people that we knew wouldn't quite jive with our style, and so I think it gave us a diverse group of picks so that we could pick and you don't really know what you need until then you're talking about it. And then it kind of starts to come to light in some of the questions you get to ask and personality traits that you're looking for that will best suit working with you.
There we go. The traits. Talk to me more about that. Going into the interviews then, did you have at least a few of, let's say, qualifications or skills that you were looking for before you got partnered with the Cyberbacker?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing we had with some of the people we had hired in person was not enough self-start. They would be done with a task and then they would sit and wait to be called upon to do another task. And that was frustrating. My partner and I are running a very high level business at this point where we are running all the time. And we needed someone that was going to look for things to be helpful for, look for things that might be a different way to sort something, a different way to pull a list for us, a different way. There's this part of the database I can fix. Oh, there's this system that you're doing for marketing. I actually played around with this tool and I think this would be fun. Or, what Kay often does for us is she'll say, I did a video. We have lots of listings this week. I created a video. What do you think about this? Is there any edits you'd like me to make? And so she is constantly bringing stuff to us that we didn't even know we needed. So when we were in the hiring process, though, we were looking for someone that would be very self-motivated, that wouldn't, if we had big gaps of time where we couldn't answer, that we would be confident that they were being productive even when we weren't in front of them. We were also looking for someone very detail-oriented. I'm a very big picture person. If I get stuck in the details, and I can go way in the weeds, but it's not my highest and best use of time. And so I really needed someone to take some of that for me, where I felt confident to know that if an email was getting sent out, that the names would be spelled correctly, or someone that's taking the time and care about, and not just putting it out to put it out. And that also someone that wasn't sensitive to constructive criticism, because we're not, and it's not even criticism. It's just how do we all get better together? I hate starting a project from scratch, but I love getting something and saying, "Ooh, I love this. Okay, let's tweak this. And it's not criticism. It's just making it, taking something and then
better. Yeah.
putting it on our style a little bit more, as opposed to taking the time to start it from scratch. So we really needed someone that was going to communicate well with us and know that it's a teamwork spirit and not coming across as criticism.
Definitely. Now, you already mentioned a lot of qualifications right there. So how did your Cyberbacker K fit into all of that? And during the interview, how did you make the final decision to partner with her?
So she has such a calm demeanor. And we could tell from our conversations that she was very, very bright, and that she came from a researching background. And we loved that because we knew that she would be, she was in school. We knew that she was someone that would probably dig deep and want to learn. She had we could tell she was curious, and she wasn't just going to sit there and wait, that her curiosity would get the best of her, and she would go down the line to figure things out. And I loved that. But her personality and mine just really clicked of, very calm and very receptive. And she's just been wonderful.
We go. Now, also going into the partnership that you have now, going into a year. So for sure, some of our listeners, some business owners that are listening right now are going through what you went through before. First time working with someone virtual. So my next question is, do you have any tips that you can share with them on how to create a successful partnership, again, with someone who's virtual? One
of the things is that we definitely took the time up front to create some systems immediately. We were not slow in getting all the passwords, trying to figure those things out. We wanted her to have access to our systems so that she could learn. We took opportunities with Cyberbacker to do some of the training through you guys. We took opportunities for some of the training that we have on some of our platforms to let her watch those. She's really great we record our meetings so she can go back and watch them and kind of a deep dive as I'm going a little bit quicker, so she can make sure she's taking notes and kind of doing executing the plan exactly how we want to. But the initial training part with how we work together, and now, we're training on a new system now. It's vital to take the time, even if it's just a little bit at a time, to do that, because it will pay off in spades. She picks up on things so fast. It is remarkable. And if I tell her once, she'll have 3 questions for me, and then she'll do it exactly that way. She asks great questions. That was another part of her interview. She asked great questions for clarity, and we really appreciated and loved that. Training period between Cyberbacker and between us, I felt like we were just there faster between those two things. But don't skip that. It doesn't take as long as you think it does. I think that's what people are scared of. That it's going to be, you're going to handhold forever. That's not true. If you're doing it right and you're recording meetings, it won't take as long. Just take the time to know exactly what you're looking for.
Yes, definitely agree with you there, especially the investing the time, especially just a few hours in a day, especially during the beginning of the partnership anyway, right?
Yes, exactly.
Now, I strongly believe that communication in a partnership like this is very important, right? It's really vital. Now, in your case with K, your Cyberbacker, how vital or how crucial is communication in the virtual partnership that you have with your Cyberbacker?
It's great. It is necessary. Like I said, she is very self-starter. So she will start her day. She will do the tasks. But she's very quick to ask questions, but she's also knows we've given her, leeway of, she knows when she can make the call to put something out, we listing marketing and things like that. We have a system for that. She has one quick thing of, she'll text me and say, it's in your email, because my email doesn't always pop up. Can you please approve it? Great. Approved, or change this. Okay, great. And then she will go ahead and post it. I don't have to be sitting at the computer watching her every move or watching her do that. She is very great about, this is ready for you. Do you have any edits? this is what we're going to do with it. And so I don't have to think too much about it. I can feel confident that it's going to happen. She will, like I said, for a database, she will find different lists or categorize our transactions or help us with the tracking portion of things. She's in touch with all of the buyer's agents on our team. Has there been any closings this week? Are there any under contracts this week? She's very proactive in the communication with everybody, not just me, to help us stay on track with our goals.
So basically what you're saying is communication really goes both ways, not just from your end, but the Cyberbacker's end too, right?
Correct. I can get, like I said, I'm on the phone half the day. I get bogged down, but how we communicate together, we have set times where we Zoom together to go over lots of things or bigger projects. If it's a bigger project, she'll have most of it prepped and we'll just kind of finalize and go through it. But she has text message capabilities. We can get on the phone. We can get on Zoom. It's, I think people have this fear that, it's just going to be on Zoom and you're going to have them right there. Nope, not at all. We communicate in every aspect. However, I'm on the go or at the office or anything, we can communicate with each other and get some things done.
So a lot of avenues of communication then, right?
Correct. Yep.
Now, one last question for you, Nicole. And for sure, once we have this online, Kay is going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So what we would like to know is, what do you like most about your Cyberbacker? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about her?
Oh, she's just a wonderful soul. We have enjoyed getting to know her so much. She is a huge cheerleader of our business, and she's made a huge difference this year for us. We like to celebrate her wins too. I know she has things going on in her personal stuff, in her personal life with school and things like that. And our group has really loved celebrating those things and watch her succeed in those avenues. And we loved offering her the opportunity for full time this year. And her spirit of gratitude is just magnetic. She is kind and she is grateful, and she comes to work early, ready to go. She always has a positive attitude. It's always super upbeat, but you can tell she's always thinking, how can we make this a little better? She's very thoughtful, and we've had a great experience. It was a great hire.
Now, it seems to me that you've already found your perfect partner in your Cyberbacker K. We're very excited to see the continued success, of course, throughout the whole year. And again, Nicole, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
You're very welcome. You too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.